Hey everyone, Rich Gasaway here. I'm planning the biggest situational awareness event I've ever done. September 26th is National Situational Awareness Day, and I'm taking that a step further and declaring September to be National Situational Awareness Month. I'm looking for program hosts to help fill the month with events throughout the United States and Canada. So if you're interested in helping me make this a success, please contact me through the Contact Me tab on the samatters.com website. If you want to train your members online, you can do that now too by enrolling them in the Situational Awareness Matters Online Academy. The Academy will teach your members everything they need to know about situational awareness and high-risk decision-making for a crazy affordable price. If you enroll 31 or more of your members, the cost is just $49 a person. Why did I set the price so low? Because I don't want any department to say that the cost was the prohibiting factor in getting their members trained on this vitally important topic. The Academy just opened for enrollments, and I've already got more than 700 students in the Academy taking the class, and getting some great feedback from the students too. Did you know that issues related to situational awareness are consistently identified as contributing factors in near-miss, injury, and fatality events? Please, don't wait until your agency has a critical injury or fatality incident. Please don't wait. I get to work with many departments that have experienced critical injuries and fatality incidents, and they're some of the most hurting organizations you can imagine. Please, I don't want that to happen to you. Seriously, I can take your understanding of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making to the level it needs to be. Visit samatters.com, click the green button on the right side of the homepage, labeled Online Academy. To our premium enrolled students in the Academy, they get to participate in a monthly webinar where I have guests talk about important safety topics. This month's webinar's guest was Joe Pernesti, talking about how to incorporate simulations into your command training. The next webinar is scheduled for July 16th and will feature former Washington, D.C. Fire Chief Dennis Rubin talking about crew resource management. Premium enrolled students will get a notification sent to you in the course room along with your login credentials. Okay, that's enough pre-show stuff. Roll that podcast intro. Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
This is Captain Dave Martin, Health and Safety Officer for Yakima County Fire District 5. You are listening to the SA Matters radio show with Dr. Rich Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 166 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. The SA Matters mission is simple, to help you see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes. If you're new to the podcast, you have some homework to do by going back and listening to the past episodes. I've released a new episode every Tuesday, never missed a week, for over 3 years. And I do that for you, the listeners of this show. You inspire me to work hard for you. I've been sharing the message of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making in live program events for over 12 years now, and have trained just over 59,000 first responders. I'm here for the long run, and for so long as I'm able, I'll continue to share this message, a message of hope, a message of inspiration, and a message of encouragement for all first responders who want to make sure they're able to develop and maintain strong situational awareness and make quality, high-risk decisions. I'm dedicated to helping to improve your safety and your survival, and helping you to accomplish the most important goal of all, to go home to the ones who love you. I'm coming to you today from Rogers, Arkansas, where I'm in town to deliver a flawed situational awareness, the stealth killer of first responders program for the members of the Beaver Lake Fire Department and other departments in the region. Thank you, Fire Chief John Wisenent, and all of your members for your wonderful hospitality during my visit and for supporting my mission. One of the questions I get asked a lot by readers and listeners are, when are you coming to my area? I want to attend a program. Or where are you going to be next? Great questions. And the answers are really easy to find out. There's a link to all the upcoming events right on the homepage of SA Matters. Just click the blue box on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Events Schedule. If you want to save some money by hosting a program, and who doesn't want to save some money, right? Here's a tip for how you can do that at a reduced cost. I host what I call companion programs. These are programs on adjoining dates to other programs. So if you see I'm delivering a program within a couple hours of your department and you think you might want to tag along as a companion, contact me. You can save as much as 20% off a program cost by being a companion to an existing program. And I do about 30 of those each year. And no one ever complains about saving money. That's what I call a win-win situation. Okay, in today's feature segment, it's part 2 of a 5-part series on situational awareness and sanity. And when I'm done with the feature segment, stick around and I'll tell you where you can attend an upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stop event. Who knows? Maybe I'm going to be right in your state or right in your county soon. On this episode, we continue our discussion about the seemingly insane things that firefighters do at structure fires. I use the word insane not because the firefighters suffer from a mental affliction. Rather, I use the word insane because we keep doing the same things over and over again while expecting different results. This meets Einstein's definition of insanity and is the foundation for the use of the term in this context. Here we explore peer pressure as a contributor to the insanity. Peer pressure. Peer pressure is a social influence by members of a peer group that influences values, actions, or conformance to peer-created expectations. One conforms to peer pressure out of a desire to be accepted or a fear of being rejected by the group. Conformance also often comes with verbal encouragement and positive feedback by the peer group. Nonconformance can lead to criticism, ridicule, and rejection by the members of the peer group. In a tight-knit world of firefighting, peer pressure is a force to be reckoned with. Negative peer pressure. When I think of peer pressure, I am immediately hearkened back to junior high school, and in a fragile world of extreme social hierarchies, the need to be accepted and liked was top priority. This, gripped by the need for social acceptance, will cause one to do just about anything to earn the admiration and respect of the peer group. Those not meeting the grade are rejected, ridiculed, bullied, and made an outcast. Unfortunately, as we grow up, the social acceptance hierarchy learned in adolescence lingers on in many. The need to feel accepted by the tribe is powerful, even primitive. It's a social goal. Unfortunately, where peer pressure established norms include haphazard performance of duties without regard to personal safety, this can create excessive risk-taking. Emphasis on the word create. Show little regard for personal health and wellness, and shun training. Those influenced by the peer group may find themselves either complying out of desire to be accepted, complying out of fear of being rejected, or complying while knowing better but was too afraid to speak up. Positive peer pressure. Peer pressure often takes a bad rap because it cited as a contributing factor when peers are goaded into doing things that have bad outcomes. But peer pressure can also have good outcomes. It depends on the focus, ambition, and culture of the peer group. If a peer group establishes their commitment to safety as a top priority, compliance to safety practices become the norm and are rewarded among members of the peer group. Where peers have a balanced sense of ego and can hold their bravado in check while making high-risk, high-consequence decisions, members of the peer group find it easier to tame their ego and bravado. When members of a peer group are committed to continuous self-improvement, the members of the peer group train with passion and enthusiasm. Where members of the peer group realize health and wellness are critical to team success, members of the peer group eat healthy, exercise, and get proper rest during non-working hours. The bully. I do not judge the behavior of others. Rather, I make observations and try to offer plausible explanations as to why people may or may not behave in certain ways. The foundation for my explanations are rooted in psychology, neuroscience, and interviews with first responders who have been part of near misses, casualties, and catastrophic events. The bully strives to influence a peer group to comply with and support the bully's beliefs. The bully's favorite tools of influence are fear, consequence, ridicule, retribution, and embarrassment. Those who do not support the bully are against the bully. That makes them an enemy of the bully, at least in the mind of the bully. A bully has no tolerance for an alternative point of view. Name-calling and beatdowns are the bully's way to ensure peer compliance. When the bully is an officer, add formal authority to the arsenal of influence. In this case, the bully has the means to create real consequence for non-compliance. Where the bully has created fear in the minds of superiors, there is little to no accountability up the chain of command for the bully's behavior. Oftentimes, the bully's power is a flawed perception of reality. If the peer group were to stand up to the bully, there's no foundation for the power. But sadly, many times this does not happen, and the bully reigns. The consequence of peer pressure. Back in episode 18, I interviewed a firefighter who was caught in a flashover. He was burned, but he lived. After looking at his gear and pictures of his injuries, I would call him extremely lucky. He acknowledged his luck during the interview as well. Through a series of questions, I asked about his situational awareness and his decision-making processes that led him to believe it was safe to make an interior entry at this residential dwelling fire. And it became apparent that he had succumbed to peer pressure. Other members of the crew were racing in a seemingly reckless abandon without doing a complete 360-degree size-up. So this firefighter followed suit and raced in too. He didn't want to be rejected by his peer group for being a sissy, his words, not mine. The flashover occurred in less than 1 minute following the entry. I asked him if the clues and cues of pending flashover were present. His answer was yes. I asked him if he thought the environment might not be safe to enter. He answered yes. I asked him if he considered speaking up and voicing his concern to his officers or his peers. He said yes. I asked him if he spoke up. He said no. I asked him if he now had regrets for not speaking up. And he said yes. This kind of peer pressure can lead to behavior that then is labeled insane when we find firefighters doing things, and then we ask the question, what in the world were they thinking? Or why were they doing that at all. Consider the potential of peer pressure, both positive and negative, toward developing and enhancing situational awareness. If you've experienced or witnessed a near miss and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, please contact me by visiting the samatters.com website and clicking on the Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage. Think about it for a moment. The lessons learned from your near-miss event could save the life of another first responder. If you want to share your experience, contact me. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the departments and organizations that have hosted some great training for their members on situational awareness. I do this to show my appreciation to the organizations who have put forth the effort to organize, advertise, and fund great training experiences for their members and others in their region. Your efforts to bring this valuable and powerful training on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making to your regions are greatly appreciated. Recent tour stops have included the FDNY Incident Management Team, the Ontario Fire Chiefs Association Conference, the Ontario Fire Training Officers Association Conference, the Hartford, Connecticut Fire Department, the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard, Colorado Springs Fire Department, West Des Moines Fire Department in Iowa, and where I am now for the Beaver Lake Fire Department in Arkansas. By the time this episode airs, I will have completed a program that is the week-long Company Officer Development Institute for the Woodlands Fire Department in Texas. In case you've not heard me talk about this before, it's a week-long program designed to help company officers be successful in preventing and extinguishing fires inside the firehouse. We address leadership challenges, conflict resolution, communication skills, teamwork, problem solving, workload management, generational issues, and so much more. And the best part about it? No PowerPoint. That's right, you heard that right, no PowerPoint. We use adult facilitated learning techniques that make the class enjoyable and makes the lessons stick. The goal is to help keep the problems out of the fire chief's office. This is the 31st offering of the week-long version. There are shorter versions too, so if you're interested in hosting some kick-ass, no-holds-barred leadership development for your company officers, just contact me. When I get home from the Woodlands, I'm going on my annual Boundary Waters Wilderness Canoe Area trip. This is the highlight of my summer and something that I have done every year for the last 15 years. I feel very blessed to have some exciting presentation opportunities on the horizon, including July 5 to 11, I'll be in Norfolk, Virginia, July 22, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, July 26 and 7, Charlotte, North Carolina, August 1 in Cleveland, August 2 in Nashville, Tennessee, August 4 and 5, Evansville, Indiana, August 10 and 11, Richmond, Washington, August 22 to 24, Lexington County, South Carolina, August 26 and 7, Houston, Texas, and August 30, Boston, Massachusetts. If you're interested in hosting a Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop program, there are only a couple dates left in 2017, unfortunately. And I'm actively booking programs now for 2018. So if you think your department or your association or your region or your state or your company, yes, we do programs for business and industry too, would be interested in hosting a program, contact me through the samatters.com website. Click on the Contact Us tab. We'll get something set up for you. It's not a hard process, I promise. If you want to see the locations of all the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters Tour Stop events, head over to the SA Matters website. Click on the blue box on the right side of the homepage labeled Upcoming Events Schedule. Schedule is always changing, so check back often. The last time I delivered situational awareness programs in southwest Minnesota, I stopped by and visited the sponsor for this podcast show, Midwest Fire. Midwest Fire makes all poly-bodied fire apparatus that's changing the industry. You seriously need to check them out at MidwestFire.com. Anyhow, I got a chance to sit down and talk to a few of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. Let's listen into a conversation I had with engineer Tyler LeBrun about lean manufacturing. So Tyler, in a conversation that we had earlier, you mentioned the term lean process or lean manufacturing. And then when we were out on the shop floor, you were like snapping around these Japanese terms that I guess in the lean manufacturing world means something. What is all this voodoo magic of lean manufacturing or lean process? What does it mean, and why would a customer even care that you run a lean facility?
Well, one of the big things with lean is it's very focused on the customer. Basically, you look at it as what the customer is willing to pay for. There's waste in our process. There's waste in everybody's process that they have if they own any type of business. And what waste is defined as is anything the customer is not willing to pay for. We had a good example down there of, maybe you've been in some different shops and seen stuff just scattered around everywhere, like maybe a floor jack, like somebody used it and left it right there. Well, now the next time somebody wants to go find that floor jack, if they've got to walk around for 5 or 10 minutes, that's a waste that the customer's not willing to pay for. They don't want our guys to be down here wandering around looking for parts. They want them to be putting things onto their truck, and that stuff is value added. The walking around and stuff that you're not willing to pay for is non-value added. And that's really what drives down and brings us to be able to offer something better to the customer, that we are building a truck more efficiently, which obviously passes savings on to them. We talked about our inventory control system, Kanban, one of those fun Japanese words, that basically allows for a system to be around our parts ordering, that the operators control that they go down, they reach a minimum point, they pull a card, they do that kind of stuff, but the parts are always there for them. Not only are the parts always there, but there's not an excess amount of those parts, which costs us money to carry, which we would then obviously, no doubt, have to pass on to the customer. But by reducing all these costs, getting rid of all the waste, we're really able to better give the customer a more quality truck, faster and possibly at less cost than a competitor.
So everybody here, I assume, has to go through some training to learn how to be part of a lean process manufacturing?
Yep. So there's a couple of different ways that we've done that. There's been some guys that have been able to go out and do actual hands-on training at some seminars or that kind of stuff. We've also gone out and taken tours of some real-world class facilities in the area that we've been lucky enough to have. We also do some mentorship. That's something that I've been able to take my experience and kind of help the guys look at all that kind of stuff. But it really boils down to having a team that's willing to work together and continuously improve. And that continuous improvement is the big thing, is that we don't have a set goal in mind that we are going to be at X in 2016 and then we're never going to do anything again. Lean is really about continuous improvement and just realizing that you're constantly in the pursuit of perfection. If you're not improving, you're on the decline. So that's really some of the ideas behind that, the continuous improvement, and obviously training the employees.
Well, there you have it, folks. Continuous self-improvement in lean manufacturing. It's what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. Check them out at MidwestFire.com. Thank you, Midwest Fire President Sarah Atchison and all your staff for your awesome commitment to improving first responder safety. I sincerely appreciate your support of my mission. If you're not a member of the SA Matters community of learners yet, consider joining. There are over 5,000 members connected here on SA Matters, sharing ideas about how to improve situational awareness, how to make better decisions under stress, and how to train members to be critical thinkers and resilient problem solvers. Membership is free, and when you sign up, I'll send you a special report I've created for new members called 25 Best Practices for Improving First Responder Safety. Joining also gets you my monthly email newsletter that contains featured content from the blog and podcast. It's truly the easiest way for us to stay in touch with each other. If you're not a member yet, head over to the SA Matters website, click on the red box on the right side of the homepage that says Free Membership. If you want to get connected with me on Twitter, you can follow @RichGasaway on Twitter. On LinkedIn, you can search for Rich Gasaway. On YouTube, you can watch my videos on SA Matters TV on YouTube channel. And on Facebook, you can follow or like the SA Matters page on Facebook. Well, that's it. Episode 166 is complete. Thank you to our awesome podcast sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all of our live event hosts. Thank you to our more than 700 online academy students. And thank you, our listeners, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.